So today we're going to be cutting into my Camaro's fuel tank, or right above it, to install a ZL1 intake fuel pump and also fix my misfire issue with brand new injectors. So let's go ahead and do it. This is going to be pretty interesting, and for the record, this isn't the right way of doing this. You're supposed to drop out the fuel tank, remove some of the rear suspension, take out the drive shaft, exhaust, etc. But I want to cut a fuel door, and people have been doing this for ages. It'll make it a lot easier. I am finally breaking through the metal, so slowly going with the Dremel. Gotta make sure I'm protected, because it can't be good for me to breathe in all these fumes or metal shards. Well, the Sawzall actually is a little bit better and easier to use. This is a good stopping point for me tonight, and then I might be able to pull it. I might have to cut it back more with the Dremel. That's the extent of the Sawzall use, because if I go deeper, I will hit this fuel line where my finger is, and that will cause a whole bunch of problems. So yeah, I'll use the Dremel, keep going tomorrow, and then right before I open up the fuel tank, I'll take the shop vac and clean up all these metal shavings and sand.
The next day.
These tin snips for the area next to the fuel line was definitely the move. It is just slicing through this metal like it's absolutely nothing. Having no angles to cut at here. I think I'm just gonna slice this so I have more of an angle. God. I think I just might be good here. Yeah, so I can actually pull this because now my fuel hat removal tool is in there. It's perfect. I have enough room. Now I need to basically clean up the area, because I'm not just gonna open up the fuel tank and let all that debris drop in. I'm also gonna clean up the edges around the actual cuts so that when I pull this thing out, I don't have jagged edges, I don't cut my hands, and I don't damage the fuel pump. So I'm just like, getting rid of all those jagged edges and everything with the Dremel too. I'm just gonna get all that debris out real quick. I didn't hear the beep. So now we're gonna go ahead and throw in this fuel pump. It should take me 10 to 15 minutes, but when I say that, it takes me double the amount of time. Ow!
It takes 2 hours of Toby time.
I'm gonna take off this one right here. This is my factory feed line. I don't think that pops off all the way. I might be incorrect. We're also gonna need to take off this, which should be a quick disconnect. I'm having some trouble. And then this one right here too. So all three of these are gonna need to come out.
You got something to tell the camera?
No, I don't have anything to tell the camera, Devin.
Oh.
Well, I actually disconnected all of them now. I'm just playing, and as you can see, that's how that clip comes out. So if you use a pick tool and you pick at the sides, it'll pop the clip, it'll slide right on out. Same with this one, and then this one right here, you have to press down at a certain angle. You'll get it if you keep going, but now I can take off the fuel pump, which is this retaining clip right here. You pop it, and this whole thing will come out. You almost just wanna... God. Might use impact on it.
Too hard for you, bud?
Yeah, I can't get leverage from this position.
What position is that?
The fetal position.
Oh, yeah? Because you can't open it up. That's why.
Move!
No. You need a sucker with the leg cramp.
I'm using impact. You're not supposed to, but who cares? What?
That S word is dead.
I just charged it.
Very on brand, common Toby L. Oh.
It worked.
Let's see the results.
Well, it's loose now.
Oh, that's true. That's a good point. The results would be that it's loose.
I told you I'm gonna have to put some crazy force into this, but now this is out.
Yeah.
Okay, let me figure out how I can get this out. Now, for some reason, my camera decided to corrupt all the videos from this point on. That's exactly what you can see there, because we were recording the process, and guess what? I look on the memory card, it's not there. So they're corrupt, they're gone, but I wanted to explain what I did once I got that fuel retainer out. Basically, I finessed the fuel pump by twisting it clockwise. There is a float on there. If you break the fuel level sensor, you're gonna be in some trouble because some of these pumps, the ZL1 pumps, are sold without the fuel level sensor, and you have to transfer it from your stock LT1 pump to the ZL1 pump. Anyways, yes, you need to be very careful with how you pull the pump out, right? You don't want to horse it, you don't want to pull it if it's not coming up, because that metal thing is part of the fuel level sensor. So you want to pull it out, be careful, and then you have 3 lines you have to disconnect while pulling it up. You're gonna have to dig your hands in there. And yes, it was a pain. Cut my hands wide open, but guess what? It was worth it in the end. So you'll pop those out. You need to use pick tools. That's what I use to get the first one that's located on the top. So I used a pick, popped out the clips, and then pretty much the rest is just pretty much self-explanatory. You have those push clips. I'll show it once again, exactly what I'm talking about. You have to push both sides down. So if you can't get your fingers in there, invest in a pick tool set. Push them down, take out all 3 of those, and then you're pretty much all good. The pump will come out. The same story when reinstalling the ZL1 pump is present. So you have to put it back down into the tank, be careful with the fuel level sensor, and reattach all 3 of those lines. It's extremely difficult to do it. So it will cut your hands up. Expect it to happen. And then once you get everything plugged back in, you can seal the tank the same way that you break it off. So I used a breaker bar and pretty much a cheater bar as well. That's from my jack handle. Pulled on it until it made the same popping noise as it did when I got it off. All done. Pretty simple process. So let's go ahead and freaking see if the car's gonna start now with the fuel pump. I guess we'll find out if I messed up or not. Are you guys ready? Let's go! I also don't have any fuel leaks out of here, any of these lines that I mess with, and with the actual metal retainer clip that seals the tank. So overall, major success. But I do have some plans to make my own door to cover up that hole. We will do that in a separate video. It's gonna include the welder and some rapid blue paint to paint match. So you won't ever be able to tell that I even cut up in there, and we'll have a nice door that we can open and close. So on that note, if you guys enjoyed this video, please remember to comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one where we repair the misfire in this car and get some new ZL1 injectors in the car. We're doing major upgrades to this thing and repairs.